Running a successful law firm can be tough. Trying to beat all the competition in your area can feel like an all-out war being staged on many fronts. Be careful though, your law firm marketing agency may be acting as a double agent for the competition. I'm Mark Homer, author of Online Law Practice Strategies and founder of the law firm marketing agency Get Noticed, Get Found. Today we're talking about why you shouldn't let your law firm marketing agency cross enemy lines. What do we mean by crossing enemy lines? Well, a lot of law firm marketing vendors out there are willing to work with as many lawyers in a city as will sign up for them. This can be those old legal marketing companies that initially started off as an online attorney yellow page directory. It could be the local radio or TV company that's trying to stay relevant in the digital age. Or maybe it's just a small local agency that only works with businesses in that one city. Allowing your marketing company to work with all of your competition in your town was fine. And it made sense when the biggest legal marketing vendor in town was the Yellow Pages. But who uses the Yellow Pages anymore? In this age of data-driven digital marketing, you should not work with a marketing agency vendor who's also willing to work with all of your competitors. If your marketing agency is not willing to commit to working with just your firm in your local market, then you need to use the link in the description and give us a call right away. Since I started GNGF, we have always limited the amount of law firms we work with in one area. As a seasoned marketer, it just made sense to me. There's too many downsides to working with multiple similar law firms in the same city. Yet almost 10 years later, I'm still shocked by the amount of law firms that never really considered an agency also working with their key competitors to be a big issue. After this video, you will understand why this is a big issue. First, let's talk about why agencies work with multiple law firms in an area. At the end of the day, the biggest motivator for this is money, money, money. For the larger legal marketing vendors, the only way to keep growing is to work with as many law firms as they can. This means hiring boatloads of salespeople in cities all over the country. Or they set up all these salespeople in call centers to spend all day calling you and every other firm in your city. Look, I'm not faulting a business owner for wanting to grow his or her marketing company. I just want you to know that inherent conflicts arise when a marketing firm is working with you and your competitors, especially when it comes to digital marketing. In fairness to marketing firms out there doing it right, I do want to add a caveat here. If you mainly work in a specific area, say like criminal law, and another law firm in town mainly works in family law, from a marketing perspective, those are not competing firms. Both can be managed successfully by a quality marketing agency with little issue. The problem arises when I see marketing agencies work with 15 divorce firms in the same small area. Drives me crazy, and it should really bug the heck out of you too. Let's talk about why this bothers me so much and why it's important that you care. The first reason you should care is that each month you're allowing your marketing firm to spread the limited amount of good cases in your town to your competitors. If we're talking digital marketing, let's take search engine optimization for an example. In the current state of Google search results, there are no more than 3 local map results and typically no more than maybe 2 organic listings of law firms on the same page. If someone's working with more than 5 clients in your city, then that agency essentially has to decide which clients are really going to put on the first page of Google. Or we can talk about paid advertising online, such as Google Ads. We've seen this handled a number of different ways, none of them great. One way that we saw was a local marketing firm that was running paid advertising for a whole bunch of personal injury law firms. This marketing company had created a landing page on their own site, then bought a bunch of generic Google ads that sent people to that landing page. Then, they programmed the landing page to actually rotate through the law firms that were paying them. There are all kinds of things wrong with this. First, each firm was losing the brand recognition in that search engine ad itself. Second, the marketing firm was not able to be transparent about the media spend that's actually happening and what the real ROI metrics were. And finally, each of the law firms was investing in a program that by design sent leads to their competitors. The second reason that a marketing company working with your competitors should drive you crazy is that it drives up budgets. When multiple firms are being managed by the same marketing agency, it is just logical that the firm paying the most is going to get better service and therefore better results. In fact, at a legal event where I was presenting, I talked to a firm and they were paying a lot of money every month to their marketing firm and said they were getting pretty good results. This was a marketing firm that we knew worked with many other people in that same city. Later that day, another law firm came up to me to get advice on their situation. Well, sure enough, they were working with that same marketing company. But based on what I learned earlier, they were paying, about a quarter of the price. Not surprisingly, their salesperson didn't tell them that he was also working with a competitor down the street. And he certainly didn't tell them that the competitor was paying a lot more. Unlike their competitor though, they had nothing but bad things to say about their results with this company. I have had similar exchanges with dozens of other law firms across the country. When working with the same marketing firm, those who pay more get better service and better results. Which begs the question, if they know they can't help the lower paying client that much, why even sign them up and take their money in the first place? Is this now starting to irk you as much as it does me? If so, get a hold of me right now and click on the link in the video description. But I'm not done yet. Let's talk some more about why you should stay away from marketing companies that will work with anyone and everyone in your area. When working with your competitors, these companies have to help all of you as efficiently as possible so they don't lose profitability of their agency as it grows in size. This means they often reuse a strategy they created for one law firm with another law firm. The problem with this is, the marketing that works for this one firm usually doesn't work with the other one. This is due to any number of factors such as historic website optimization work or current rankings, maybe the location of the city, history and performance of your AdWords quality score, not to mention the fact that most law firms approach cases in different ways and should be focusing on their own brand strategy too. Every law firm is unique and typically requires a custom strategy for their particular situation. Another reason why you should not want your agency to work with your competitors is that we see that it inevitably leads to them pushing more paid advertising. I already mentioned that only 3 to 5 law firms are going to show up on the first page of Google for searches like divorce lawyer near me or car accident attorney. We also know that if you're not on the first page of Google, you're not getting traffic from those searches. Because of the fact that so few law firm websites will get traffic from organic search efforts, if a marketing company is working with more than 3 similar type of firms in the same town, to show success, they always have to turn to online paid advertising, like Google AdWords. Then they have to be very careful when they're managing the bidding strategies. This is the only way they can fully control the ability to send any search traffic to all the different competitive clients. Now, as we mentioned, if they work for more than 3 law firm competitors, not everyone's going to be able to show up on the same search results. They're forced to bid on specific keywords for one client and a different set of keywords for another client. Because they're splitting their marketing across all the competitive clients, they have to bid the highest amount possible for each keyword to make sure they don't lose those potential clicks. There's nothing wrong with paid advertising, and it's often a good strategy for many firms. But the reality is that your law firm should be bidding on all those keywords, and you shouldn't have to bid quite as high to have similar results. When working with an agency that works with your competitors, you aren't getting all the traffic you can, and you're paying more than you should. Does that make any sense to you? It certainly doesn't make sense to me. I've been told about all the promises made by these large vendors that are willing to work with anyone. They promise they have a firewall and different people are going to work on your firm versus your competitor's firm. If that's true, you now aren't hiring the experience of the entire firm, just a small team of people. They say, our teams don't share your strategies. Well, you actually want shared knowledge to benefit you. If an agency learns a tactic that works in St. Louis or Denver or Boston, wouldn't you love that to help you out in your town? You just don't want things shared between your competitors in your own town. They say, because we're so big, we can influence Google more. This is just not true. No agency has insider knowledge or access to move impact of the search engines on your behalf. I've been doing this long enough that I've seen over and over and over again that the law firms that pay the most get some results, while all the other clients working with that same marketing company are left with little to no results and a whole lot of promises. If you're concerned that your marketing company is crossing enemy lines and not getting the results it should for your law firm, use the link in the description below to get in touch with one of our legal marketing experts today. Please like this video if you liked it, or share with a law firm colleague that you think can use some marketing help. The share button is right there. It's super easy. Subscribe to GNGF here if you love this video and want more of the best legal marketing info on YouTube. I'll see you in the next video.